galaxy far away.
They've changed their logo like 3 times. Their intro, same amount.
Speaking of change, this is what I want to know. Minecraft? What?
What about Minecraft?
They use Minecraft in homeschooling.
That's not what we're talking about.
There is an educational version.
Read number 1. Read it.
Day 2 and the Minecraft. What the F?
He likes the Minecraft.
No, he did not.
No, I
he
was upset.
stopped, and Minecraft had slipped away, and then I showed him the video on YouTube about the ray tracing.
Oh no, that's not what it is.
And then all of a sudden it was reignited in the boy, and he's been like hours and hours and hours.
Ray tracing is not what did it.
Upon hours and hours and hours of playing the Minecraft.
Ray tracing isn't what did it.
No,
It was
after watching
I
that
know,
video.
but it wasn't because of that.
It doesn't matter. It was after watching the video. What
it was
the F,
it was
man?
because of updates happening.
Oh God! But it had been being updated.
No, it hadn't been.
Speaking of updates,
they had said we might do this thing.
I know, but why did you get back into it? What brought you back?
Updates. They updated.
No, you keep saying updates, but what was it specifically?
They added a new ore to find, which made it more powerful.
Oh God!
New mobs, new biomes.
Are you playing or creating?
Playing in survival.
Is it more interesting now that you're playing it, or is it basically the exact same thing as it was before?
It's about the same.
Did you see that Below Zero got a new update?
I know this.
This is Subnautica for the Subnautica people.
New Leviathan. That's all.
No, there's a whole shipwreck.
And apparently a person.
And new life, and I
Third
think.
person. That's what we saw in that trailer.
Oh, but the update I'm talking about, that's not in that update. So, if you're into the Subnautica, it scares me. It's a scary game.
We should play it together for moral support.
It's a scary game. You put on that music, it's scary.
It's
And you put it in your headphones, it's even
menu,
more scary.
Just the menu music. It's like PTSD in that game. It's not. Especially when all the music goes away. And you're left with just ambient ocean noise.
Which is also scary.
Yeah.
The things that freeze you are there. You know the spikes that come down, and there's like spikes of ice that just come down through the water, but if you get too close to them, they'll freeze you. And there was an artwork of one of the creatures frozen in one of those kind of spikes coming down, and now it's in the game. The spikes are there.
That like early concept
Yes.
of that
Yes.
turtle thing.
Yes.
I didn't know that was an actual
It's a thing now.
hazard.
It's a hazard.
Yeah, I know there's another.
Beware.
I know there's an.
Oh, and there's Aurora. The Northern Lights. They're there.
Oh,
The Aurora
I thought you were
Borealis.
talking about the ship. From the first game.
It's all going down.
Yeah, I know. But
It'd be nice if you could go back.
they're doing more. I haven't watched any videos, gameplay on it, but they're doing more with the precursors. Apparently now they have an actual physical form that you can look upon. And your little AI duder has a body now. Or they're building it or something. Because they had a placeholder that was like I think it was the bomb from the previous game that you found in that glass case. Scan it and it says this would destroy the entire planet if it got out. I think they used that model as a placeholder for the guy that is in it. But now I think he has some sort of a
cool. The only other thing I have is I finished The Good Place, and I started Narcos.
Is that
What else
all
did I
in
start?
Spanish?
No.
It
Narcos.
was mostly in Spanish.
It's mostly in Spanish. There's a lot of Spanish in it, and a lot of subtitles. And basically, I had to stop watching it because I couldn't watch it without watching it because it's
Well,
so
that's
much
what
in
happened
Spanish.
to me when I was watching the Fabuloso Flores. It's all in Spanish, and I started out watching like reading the subtitles, and it got to a point where I just stopped with the subtitles altogether because I was watching the show. I understood what was going on, but I had to stop watching it because I couldn't. There were parts where I was like trying to read, and then
You're missing.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I don't like doing that.
Now the Taco Chronicles, it's all in Spanish, and I have to read the subtitles because they're talking about some stuff that I just like. It's lingo I don't know.
Did you say lingo?
Yeah, because lingo I don't know. Because some of it's not like.
Lingo.
Some of it is.
That gringo.
For the Gringo. Like the have you ever seen the bicycles with the big baskets on the back of them? And they always have like condiments and stuff?
Condiments?
I saw them in Talalapana all the time.
Condiments?
Yeah, like attached to the
Like
post.
ketchup?
Salsa.
Like salsa and
Mustard.
not mustard, but like different sauces and the tahine and limes and all this stuff is like attached to the outside of the basket. They used to ride up and down the street in Talalapana all the time. But those are called tacos de canasta. And it's basket tacos. And they have an entire episode on there about how they make them and the types that they are. And it was really fascinating because I've seen them.
Are you so fascinated that you want to go buy some?
I can't. We can't eat them.
I didn't say anything about we.
We can't eat them.
What?
Because they use the pork. They make 3 kinds. They make one with the
Is it like the enchilada guy?
kind of. They make one with a pork in it. They make one with potato, and they make one with bean.
Potato.
However, when
Bean.
they stack them in the basket all together, and they take the tortillas once they're folded. They take the tortillas and dip it in the grease from the meat, and then put it and stack it. And then when it's finished, this is in a giant basket with a blue bag and paper. And then they stack them inside that. And then when they're finished, they take a pot of boiling oil and pour it over it, close the paper, tie up the blue bag, and off they go to sell them.
Where does the oil go?
Yeah, I don't.
It gets absorbed into the paper, into the...
Also, I don't. Why have options if you're just gonna ruin everything?
Well, because that's what they have. They have the options, and people, like some of the people they interviewed said, I'll get one of each, or I'll get.
But it's only really for one kind of person.
Yeah, people who eat pork.
Yeah.
And we are in the porkiest place in Mexico.
And it's like, well, then why? You're only really selling to one person.
Except here in Puebla.
Everybody
Literally
here eats
the
pork.
porkiest place in Mexico.
Yep. So
Alright,
I have to watch that one in little spurts because I can't do too many episodes.
I got nothing else. I got nothing!
Well, you guys did the game chat
No,
and the
no.
coffee chat all at once. You just spent the last 10 minutes talking about games.
We did?
You did.
Was it? You and your Minecraft rant? I got nothing else. So.
Oh.
Oh no!
You forgot the paper. Okay, what do you want to say?
It's another game thing. I'm waiting for the Roller Legends to come back.
The what?
Roller Legends.
What is that?
Isn't that on the... Didn't I put that on the intro?
Yes, it's in the intro for the game.
Oh,
chat.
is that
New
the-
intros! New intros!
That's the roller skate game?
That's the roller derby game.
Yeah, it's a roller derby game.
I've seen that. I
I'm
haven't
waiting
played
for
it.
I'm waiting for it to come back.
You guys want to see her play games.
Yes, you do. You want to see
We
her.
really want. We need feedback, positive feedback on Karen, the #1 gamer, playing games so that we can then get her involved in actually
Yes.
playing games with like a controller. And we got some great ideas for things for her to play. But we need you. We need We need your moral support
You
here.
need reinforcement?
Yes, lots of reinforcement, definitely. We need all of that.
Maybe they should know that I have never played a game with a controller.
That's why you need to do.
That's
Wait.
You played Duck Hunt.
That's not a controller.
That is a
No,
controller.
No, it's not. It's a gun.
No.
That is a controller.
No.
You don't use a controller with Duck Hunt. It was only the gun.
Only.
That is a type of controller.
No.
No, it's not the same
We
thing.
don't think a light gun is not a controller.
That's like
It's
saying
just
the
a-
Wiimote isn't a controller.
All you're doing is shooting.
Yep.
You're
now
shooting
it's
your
in
way
that.
through everything.
So you have played a first-person shooter even.
True. That is true. But you've never played any of the other games? The old Nintendo,
No.
Atari? You said you played Atari.
Okay, so that little joystick thing.
Stop saying that. That's a controller.
Okay, so
Okay.
I was never good at it.
It's not about being
But wait,
good.
I don't know that I've played it more than twice.
But you did it. That's
Okay.
if you said only once, you still.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never played with a modern controller. I've never played with the handheld two-hand thingy.
So you've never played a Nintendo game.
No,
Right.
never.
Ooh.
Nope.
Because we got 2 systems worth of old games.
Right, the
on that
Nintendo
bad
and then the classics, and then the Super Nintendo.
The NES.
I never played a Game Boy.
I have Game Boy games.
I
And
know.
we have the which color?
What?
The DS.
Yes, we do have.
So she could play 3DS games.
I've never played on the DS's.
Oh.
Aaron was playing a game where I would read, because he was pretty young when he was doing this, and it was a pretty advanced game, but I would read the directions to him, and then he would go and move it to where he needed to go.
Yeah, I went back to some of those old games last year that you had got. They're not great.
But see, when you're little,
Yeah, when you're little and don't understand what's happening. Sure.
your gameplay,
But
know,
now that I
matures.
understand what's
your game
going
check,
on.
it's just what happens. Lots of editing. I wish I thought about having a rant about editing on my channel. I thought I was going to do it, but I didn't do it yet. Editing freaking sucks. Okay, people?
See, that's why I put so many things in my videos, because then it keeps it.
Do you know it's not... this right here doesn't lend itself for a whole lot of things in videos. Okay, so
Not a whole lot.
even
of action.
it's just not a lot of... I mean, yes, you could put fine pictures, like I found the little guy for your shoulder.
The bing
that
bong?
that kind of stuff, fine. Sometimes I can put in...
You know what's funny?
photos
You used
and-
Bing Bong twice, and you haven't even seen the movie it comes from.
Nope. Sure haven't.
What? I love that movie.
I don't even know what movie it is.
Inside Out.
Pixar movie.
I relate to Joy.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Once you watch it, you'll understand.
Then I'll know.
well.
Then I'll have the big bump.
That same team made Coco.
Yeah, Pixar.
I know, but it's Team Feels.
'Cause they
it's
make you
it's
do all the
group
feels.
that makes you do the crying
And I do.
inside of
Feels.
Pixar, because they're doing a new movie about jazz, I think.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I just. It's not that I don't like it. It's just it takes a lot of time. I mean, I will start one at like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, and you'll be coming home from school,
You
and I'll
make me
still be
giggle.
going.
You make me giggle because I leave the house at 7:20 every day. Or about 7:23, 7:24 max.
That's when I go outside.
So that's there. Yeah, is one time in the morning and one time in the afternoon. So I only leave at 7:20 and I come home between
2:30 and 3.
between 2:30 and 3. And every day you're like, but you just left.
Yup.
And he's
Two
got
loads of laundry.
two loads of laundry.
later,
The house
man.
is swept. He's got, 15 videos processing on the screen.
I wish I had 15
Yeah,
videos processing.
Could you imagine if you could do that?
You
Oh, that'd be
have, like, this
awesome.
Big.
I need the
huge
super
thing.
computer.
You need the cheese grater to do that.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's like
Even though I don't like Macs.
that's like the only way you'd be be able to do that.
Oh no, we could get the
What is that?
what is it called? The Omen with the PlayStation and
The
the Big O.
The Big O would do it.
I could
That's
do
a
that.
PlayStation and Xbox.
No.
Switch,
Sorry.
and a PC.
They
took it out?
I hate to break your bubble, here, but what they did is they put a PC with an Xbox,
And then a PC.
or a PC with a Switch, or a PC with a PlayStation. That's the Big O that you can buy now.
But that's not the Big O that came.
That's not.
on
No, but
the
that was
video.
only one,
Yeah.
and that
One
was
special thing.
Yeah.
That thing was so impressive that I sent the video to my brother, who is the king of the nerd herd, because he needs one of those.
Also,
And you
I
can't
feel
buy
like
it.
if you had a Switch, the only one worth getting would be the PC and PlayStation.
Right, because
get
you
all
had the
the
PC
Xbox
on your PC.
On the PC.
Yep. All right.
Don't we hate them?
If you want to follow the Traveling Fars, you can follow us on the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, or the Google Podcast at the Traveling Fars. If you like the Instagram and the Twitters, Traveling Fars, and the email is travelingfars@gmail.com. And the blog space, thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry. Say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people. You see words on the page, man.
Yeah, but it's easier to see the world for a camera.
Oy, life isn't always about making
This sounds like an argument vlog versus blog, but that's a whole other thing. Say goodbye to the
Put it
people,
on
man.
next week's list.
Say goodbye to people. Peace.